Hey guys, Ritz here, and today I'm going to go over the GE Air by Xenics, which is a MM720 clone. Alright, so I think this will go pretty quick. So categories I'm going to be going over is going to be the shape, weight, tech, quality, and the availability of the MM720 clone. So to start off, the shape, as you can see here, is your standard MM720. It is wireless with a USB-C in the front. As you can see, it's pretty much one for one. Only difference I could possibly think of is the side buttons might be a little bit more in than the original model. Besides that, they don't have those optical clicks. It's going to be just omrons. So when you hear that, here's the scroll wheel. Pretty quiet. For me, I think the shape is kind of odd feeling. I'm not the biggest MM720 fan, but I wanted to check out the wireless version just to see if I would like it more. So personally, for me, I would probably give this a 6 out of 10, just because for me, it's an odd shape, but I'm sure if you have used the wired version, you would absolutely love this. In regards to the weight of this mouse, you're looking at about 60 grams, which seems to be most mice. It's going to be a little bit heavier than your wired version by a good 10 grams. Is it the end of the world? No, but I'd say that's middle of the pack. So if when it comes down to weight, I'd give it probably just your run-of-the-mill 7. 60 grams is pretty average, so I feel like giving an average score is acceptable. Regarding the tech, this is a 3370 pause sensor. Flawless sensor, as most mice are, so you should have no issues there. They got rid of the optical clicks that are in the Coolmaster version and replace it with omrons, which are okay. Something you might like on this mouse that's really nice is that the front is a USB-C, so charging is fairly easy to do. Alright, so going over the mouse real quick and just what's available on it, you have the DPI button here in the center. For me, this was getting activated with my forward mouse button, so I had to disable it, but if your copy doesn't have that issue, then DPI button is here. Bottom of the mouse, just taking a look here, you have your control here. Two options is basically if you want RGB on with it, or if you just want it on. So I just have it on, but you have the ability to turn it on and control it. Alright, so looking at the software here you can see you can do your lighting, you can do your macros, DPI setting, here you can set your keys, DPI button. This is what I had to set to disabled when I have the mouse connected so that it wouldn't accidentally fired from my forward mouse button. So that is a quick fix. And just in case if you install this and it's in Korean and you're like, oh my god, how do I do this? It is the top language here on where you can set the English. So regarding the tech of the mouse, because it is a 3370, which is pretty standard, however, it has USB-C, which is nice. I'd give this an 8. I feel like, it's pretty up-to-date and modern in regards to that, especially since it's also wireless. In regards to the quality control on this mouse, I do have to say that there's two issues that I'm aware of. One is several people got this copy and their mouse feet were beginning to come off. It could be just from heat from when it was transferred. This is coming from overseas. I believe it's coming from South Korea. So some people might be having issues with just how it was handled there. I personally had an issue that other people haven't had, and that's where if I clicked my front mouse button, it activated my DPI button. I was able to fix the issue by disabling DPI buttons so the mouse was usable, but I contacted the seller on eBay, and while there was a language difference, so I'll give them a little bit of a pass, they said that it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal, which is concerning considering it made the forward mouse button unusable until I figured out how to fix it. Regarding the quality control, since there is the mouse feet issues and I have the issue with the forward mouse button, I'd say that's pretty bad, so I'd give it a 5 unless other people are reporting less issues, but at least with me having two glaring issues on this, I would say a 5. Mouse feet isn't the end of the world, but that forward mouse button being activated by DPI is really bad. So that definitely dinged the score here. In regards to availability, I was able to purchase the Xenics GE from, the only source I saw was eBay, from a shop, it's like Woo Kings, I believe is where I got it from, but getting this through eBay, shipping and handling whatnot, I'd probably put this closer to around near 100. So once again, with the quality control issues that I mentioned, it's kind of pricey.
The next day.
For the GE Wireless MM720 clone for availability, I'd probably give it a, let me think here. It's only available on eBay right now. I would say most likely you can get it anytime. You have to go through eBay, which is a little bit, not directly through them. So I'd just give it a standard 8. I feel like that's fine for availability and pricing. Alright, so to give my summary of the GE Air Wireless, the MM720 clone, for shape, I'd give it a 6, personally. I have 19 by 10 hands. Trying to grip this feels kind of awkward. It just feels so wide to me. I'm sure if you love the original, then you'll love the shape, but this is just me personally. For the weight, let's go with a 7. I wish it was lighter, to be honest. I know that the wired version was in, I believe, like the upper 40s, maybe just right at 50, but this being heavier and just with it, for me, picking it up just feels really awkward. But once again, that might be just subjective to the shape, right? So I'll go with a 7 for the weight. Tech, I'll give it an 8 with the PAS 3370, which is pretty much the bread and butter. The clicks are Omrons, which are fine. They're light clicks. They sound just fine. Side buttons, even the mouse wheel is fine. So I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and give it an 8. Quality control. On my copy, if I press my forward mouse button, it activates my DPI button, which they said wasn't a big deal, which I'm pretty sure was just probably translation error, but still came off not the greatest. So I have to disable my DPI button, which means I have a button on my mouse that I can't use, and then people have reports of their feet coming off, which might just be it was the heat affecting it during shipping. But with those two glaring issues, I'd give it a 5 for quality. I'd be concerned. 8 for availability. The only way to get it for me in the United States was through eBay, which actually was pretty painless to order. However, going for a return, you'd have to send it back through eBay and not through them, and etc. So, I mean, it's available, but warranty-wise, I'd be concerned. But I feel, since the category is availability, we'll give it an 8. It is accessible. There's a place you can get it. I wish it was like Amazon Prime, show up the next day, kind of would be my 10, right? So, let's go over that one more time. It'd be a 6 for the shape, 7 for the weight, 8 for the tech, 5 for the quality, 8 for availability. That averages out to, what, a 6.8? And I feel that is appropriate. If you loved this mouse originally when it was wired, I'm sure you'll love the wireless implementation. I'm sure that I just got a defective unit, and not all of them have that issue based off of people on Reddit. I haven't seen anyone else really report this, so I'm probably just, unfortunately, unlucky. But definitely keep an eye out and test all your buttons as soon as you get it. Appreciate you guys watching my review of the GE Untitled Wireless, the MM720 clone. Unfortunately, I imagine this video is pretty short to the point because it's very apparent even to me that, I just didn't really enjoy it, to be honest with you. I wish it was lighter. I wish I didn't have quality control issues on it. And I wish I didn't say it was that big of a deal. But hopefully, I got the Fanatic Bolt coming in. I'm really looking forward to that. My favorite mice right now are still definitely the Pulsar X-Lite with the glass skates. And then I do have my final mouse, which I thoroughly enjoy. These two are probably my favorite. 720 clone is definitely not making the cut, but we'll see if the Bolt is everything that it's supposed to be. And that is supposed to arrive later today. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I'll have a review out for that shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.